Conrad Stastny, you know he's going to bury this on Gibson. 1-2. Oh my god. Stastny, that man has a family. You didn't have to do him like that. The trade deadline. What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to your Quebec Nordiques franchise mode. Here we are at the trade deadline, year number 2, and the boys are buzzing. We started off the year, and I was a little bit concerned. I didn't really know what to expect. I was thinking either we could squeak into the playoffs, or we could even be a lottery team, but we completely shocked everyone. The boys are first in the division with 83 points, and we have been rolling lately, 40, 20, and 3. So the season is almost over, but don't fret because we got a lot to do. Now the team's doing awesome, and so is Conrad. I asked you guys in the comments, how many goals is Mr. Conrad Stastny going to end up with? Because right now, he is on an insane pace. He has 55 goals. Not only does he have 55 goals, he's leading our team. That's all good and dandy, leading the squad, but he's leading the entire National Hockey League by a long shot, by 6 goals. The next one is Valery Chubasov, absolute legend, $3.9 million, keep the change. It is awesome to see basically everyone here except for Patrick Laine is a created player leading the league in Genos. I really wanted it to be where this kind of new wave of NHLers came in and kind of took over, and that seems to be the case because the top 10 aside from Patrick Laine are all created players. But I asked you guys, how many goals Conrad Stastny going to end up with? Mr. Sharkfin says he's going to get 68 goals and 37 assists for 105 points. Power Move Film says Conrad knows what's up. He's going to score 69 goals. Nice. And then we got the Google man using Google, the mathematician himself. Stastny's goal per game is about 0.87. That times 19 averages to 17 goals in 19 games, which he has left to play would be 72 goals, so I'll go with that. This guy's in his home office, crunching the numbers, doing the math. You love to see it. But it doesn't matter how many goals Conrad Stastny has, because the end goal is obviously Lord Stanley. There he is, the Stanley Cup. Now, right now, we're in an excellent position. As I said, we're first in our division, 83 points, one of the best teams in the league. However, there is still some holes on our squad. And I got a couple of comments to go over. And the first one's going to come from Crazy. He says, you have 40 wins and going great. In my opinion, trade for Henrik Lundqvist if he has one more year left on his contract. He has a great overall and can be a good backup to Saros during the playoffs. And it is realistic because he just wants rings. His trade value is very low right now, so he would be perfect, and he has good veteran leadership. Now, do you guys think we're a Stanley Cup contender? That's the question. I don't want to get Henrik Lundqvist and then get bounced in round number 1, but if we think we're going to be a serious contender for the Stanley Cup, and it kind of looks like we are, to be honest with you, that could be a pretty nice option to get a really good backup, because our backup now, it's okay, it's getting the job done. Peter Mrazek, it's not super fantastic. You can see here, where is he? Peter Mrazek, he's 83 overall. He's got a pretty shitty goals against, a pretty shitty save percentage. It's just okay for right now, but you got to remember, we have Askarov coming up. Oh baby, watch out for this guy. This wasn't actually the only comment I had about Henrik Lundqvist. Petrus, he says Stastny will end up with 74 goals. Pretty good guess. As for trades, give Lundqvist a chance to win a Stanley Cup with him as your starter. So this guy's basically telling me to basically throw all of UC Saros' hard work down the drain. He says maybe consider an 84 offensive defenseman. You have a contending team. Fox needs at least one more year to grow into a top 2 for you. His production will follow as his overall increases. The forward core seems to click amazingly besides your 4th line. He also goes on to maybe strengthen up the bottom 6, which I definitely can see your concern there. He also ends off the comment with a nice thank you, Long Island. Of course, thank you for Matthew Barzell, you bunch of idiots. But Henrik Lundqvist, all right, so he's got $5.6 million for 1 year. All right, and yes, he technically would become our starter. He would be the main man in in the crease. Now, I think that's a little bit disrespectful to UC Saros, who honestly has had himself quite a year. He's 33 and 16, no shutouts, but I mean, with the amount of goal scoring in the NHL, the goal scoring's up, the scoring sim is on high. I mean, these numbers aren't that bad. If I go get Henrik Lundqvist, I mean, it does make sense. He does want a cup. And then once Askarov is ready to come up, we can still roll with UC Saros and still with Henrik Lundqvist. Now, I hope this doesn't stunt UC Saros' growth, but we could probably get this done Mrazek straight up for Henrik Lundqvist, if not maybe a little bit more, and then Mrazek just becomes their starter. But let's see if they have any defensemen, and of course they don't. They do have Igor Fedorov, who's that absolute unit. What a beast, 66 points, over a point per game, but he's playing in Detroit. They are in a serious rebuild right now, so why would they go get Henrik Lundqvist? I'll never understand. The thing is about Detroit, though, they have the pieces in play. They need to get some defensive prospects. I mean, they have Sider, which is pretty good, but they need to, round out the core a little bit. They have Yasikazu, Igor Fedorov doing Larkin, Zadina, Mantha. It's looking pretty good in Motown, but they definitely need a goalie and they need some defensive prospects. But if we were to get Henrik Lundqvist, this is kind of a slap in the face to UC Saros, but at the end of the day, you have to go with your best chance to win Lord Stanley. So you know what? I don't think this is a terrible idea. I don't want Henrik Lundqvist to retire in the basement. More than likely, he's going to retire at the end of this year. If not, we'll probably just say goodbye in free agency, but he's doing nothing in Detroit. They're going nowhere fast. 18, 37, and 8. They get Peter Mrazek back in Detroit, a familiar face. This is something I think we should do, and I'm glad you guys brought it to my attention, because upgrading the goaltending really wasn't something I was thinking of, and we could still split the starts with Henrik Lundqvist and UC Saros. That doesn't mean that Lundqvist is going to start all 19 games remaining in the regular season, but if we can get him for basically Peter Mrazek, which is a guy we didn't trade anything for, we have nothing invested in him except for $1.9 million, we're going to take on Henrik Lundqvist for 1 year, trade rejected. So I knew we're going to have to add maybe a pick, which is like whatever. If I have to throw in a 4th or a 5th, it's not the biggest thing in the world. Peter Mrazek and a 4th for Henrik Lundqvist, trade rejected. Come on, this is Henrik Lundqvist here. I don't want to have to play this game. Oh man, come on computer AI, don't be like this. A 4th, a 5th, and Mrazek for Henrik Lundqvist. I guess you guys are a rebuilding team, you need some sort of picks back, and they still said no, even though they want all 3 of these items and they want to get rid of them. Alright, what else can I offer you goofballs? Hold on. You know what, let's give them their 2020 second, third, as well as this 24-year-old 70 overall. This should go through. Come on, you guys can't be asking for much more than this for Henrik Lundqvist. Trade accepted, there you go. He had to pay a nothing prospect and a 3rd round pick, which was originally their 3rd round pick. So Henrik Lundqvist, welcome to Quebec. I can't believe that just happened. Now in the last video, I was mentioning how important these 1st round picks can turn out to be. Now Sir Pooch, he says you traded Hjalmarsson to Philly for a 1st, which turned out to be the 2nd overall pick, and that was Agent C, baby. But just remember though, that stinky Felix Pox was drafted ahead of him. Yuck, we don't talk about that here. Anyways, let's get these lines back together here. It's all messed up, but there he is, between the pipes, the most handsome man on planet Earth. Ladies, gentlemen, Henrik freaking Lundqvist. You know, I kind of do feel bad considering that UC Saros has been so good for us, and Detroit, oh my god, they're putting that guy that, so basically we just traded a 3rd and Peter Mrazek for Henrik Lundqvist. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this guy back up. Thank you very much. Turn that plane right around from Grand Rapids. You're coming back to Quebec, buddy. I traded that guy and he comes right back. Thank you, Detroit. Alright, so the first game with Henrik Lundqvist as our starter against his former team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, which, yes, again, does sound weird. Look who we play in a couple days, the New York Rangers. Alright, so a couple of slow sim games, and then we'll get the rest of the year done. See how many goals Conrad comes up with here, but let's go. Henrik Lundqvist in a Quebec uniform. You love to see it. Period number 1. There you go, 3-0. We get 3 Genos for Hank to work with in the first. Jaden Schwartz, Nick Bjugstad, and John Moore. Attaboy. Period number 2. Okay, 5-2. He allows 2 in the second. Jesper Fast, legend, and Johnny T. But Jesper Bratt and Adam Lowry, third and fourth liners, getting the job done. We have a nice little comfortable lead here. No way Hank blows this in his home debut. Absolutely no way. He's a veteran. He's handsome as all hell. The girls in Quebec are absolutely ecstatic we traded for such a stud. Conrad Stastny make it 56 on the year, baby. They get one more, Mitch Marner, but too little too late. Pretty good debut for Hank. A goal and assist for all 3 of these beautiful gentlemen. As well, Conrad Stastny threw in 4 hits because the man is an absolute unit. Now going up here against the New York Rangers, this is a game I would like to see go to overtime. This is something I would like to see go to a shootout. Henrik versus old team. Come on boys, let's go. Period number 1. Hank should be getting the start unless they auto-rotated it to UC Saros, but here we go. Period number 1. It's 1-0. Brett Connolly, 4th liner. They go from Henrik Lundqvist to Christopher Gibson. All right. Period number 2. Okay, they get 2. Oh, and they start UC Saros. Come on, head coach. You're going to do Lundqvist dirty like that? All right. Filipidal and Petrangelo score on UC Saros, which should be Henrik Lundqvist. Bjugstad and Barzell score for us. But you know what? I am actually happy that UC Saros is getting some starts. I don't want them all to go to Henrik Lundqvist. We know he's older. We know he can't handle, the crazy workload he used to. So I'm actually glad that UC Saros is getting a start here. But Pavel Buchnevich makes it 3-3. And just as I said, I would love for this game to go to overtime or a shootout. It goes to OT. Are we going to go into a shootout? I wish it was Henrik Lundqvist between the pipes, but it's not. Let's go into a shootout. Here we go. Maybe we'll play New York one final time. I hope so, and I hope it's in MSG. I'll make sure Henrik Lundqvist is in the net for that one. But here we go, starting off the shootout. We got Messier coming through. No dangles, not today. See you later, buddy. Conrad Stastny, you know he's going to bury this on Gibson. 1-2. Oh! Oh my god. Stastny, that man has a family. You didn't have to do him like that. Oh, you are filthy. At this point here, I'm thinking he goes backhand, forehand, maybe tucks it to the backhand, maybe, but he's already in pretty tight. He's at the hash marks. It was 1-2, back to the backhand. Oh my god, Stastny. You didn't have, this man has a family. How are you going to do him like that? Oh, little one-hand action. How you doing? Keep the change. Conrad Stastny, mustache and all. What a goal. What an absolute legend. Here comes Artemi Panarin. Blocker side's open, and he just basically skates right into UC Saros. Nice pads, though. Here comes Matthew Barzell. Thank you, Long Island. Thank you very much. And he just completely misses the net. We got Capo Caco. Wow, it's a nice city. He comes in. Tries to cut wide, but no, not today, baby. We get the W. It's not in MSG. It's in the poutine place, and that is another 2 points for your Quebec Nordiques. But what a nasty shootout winner. That one's going to be on the Sports Center top 10 for a long time. Nice little Forsberg one-handed tuck. What a beast. I hope we play the Rangers at least one more time. Come on, let's go to MSG. Let's go to MSG before the end of the year. Do we play the Rangers? We play the Islanders, and that's in our home barn. Unfortunately, we don't play the Rangers. That may be Henrik Lundqvist's last time playing the New York Rangers. That's 3 wins in a row. Oh my god, 10-2, and then a 2-0 shutout. Hold on, we got to see that 10-2 game. Conrad Stastny's already had 60. I assume he probably had a hat trick or something. And that was UC Saros with the shutout against the Stars. Yeah, Conrad Stastny had 4 points. Oh my god. Stastny wasn't satisfied until he put up that third note against the Penguins, 10-2. So there you go. There's a hat trick for Conrad after the nasty one-handed tuck. He's already at 60 goals. I think I said 72. I think that's what I said in the last video. I could be wrong. I'm going to stick with it though. I think he's going to score 72. You know we have to slow sim the game against the New York Islanders. Here we go, up against the Wings, up against his former team, and they get the better of us, 6-3. That's fine. We bounce back with a win, and then an overtime loss. Still got the point. We're definitely a lock for the playoffs. We have a nice little 4-point lead against the Bruins. Yeah, we're rolling right now. 100 points up against the Islanders. I really hope they win the draft lottery because they could use a guy like Trevor Yager or Lucas Yager. One of the Yagers is going along Long Island, I hope, or they're probably going to pick third. Let's go. First period, 0-0. Period number 2. This is the team we should be beating. Lucas Raymond gets a big goal, and Josh Bailey scores on UC Saros. But Conrad Stastny, there you go. He scores on Quinn Bossy. When he skated away, he said, yeah, you probably should have been a forward or a defenseman. The Soup Man, fourth liner, shorthanded, killing penalties. Ilya Mikheyev, there you go. John Moore, the sniper, makes it 4-1. We are just too much for the poor little New York Islanders. Stastny, Mikheyev, John Moore, bunch of absolute beauties getting back in the winning column, and we are well on our way to the postseason. Let's go. Let's continue with the W's. That's 3 in a row, and that's a shootout loss. Got ourselves a nice little test here up against the Philadelphia Flyers. They have 52 wins, and we beat them 7-4. How you doing? Keep the change. So for the final 3 games, I'm going to go into the main screen, and I'm going to see how many goals Conrad is going to end up with. Now, of course, I'll search the comments. Of course, he already has 71 and 109 points. So I think I said 72. I could be right. However, I think he's going to score more than 1 goal in the next 3 games. Let's go up against the Bruins. They're number 2 in our division, and we lose 5-2. He doesn't score, but he does get an assist. All right, up against the Hurricanes. They actually have a better record than us. They're 54-21-5, and Conrad, he doesn't get a goal. He gets another assist, and we lose. Maybe I'm going to be right on the 72 goal thing. We end off the year. We can't do it on 3 L's. You cannot end the year with 3 losses straight. No way, no how. Let's go. Period number 1. Stastny. Nope. Jake McCabe, the former Buffalo Sabre. Period number 2. All right. 2-1. Dylan Cousins and Jimmy Vesey. Henrik Lundqvist gets the start. We are being outshot, and Carly Yankro. Okay. All right, scores on the fellow countryman, Henrik Lundqvist. Is Stastny going to go goalless in his last 3 games, end off with 71, making me look bad? All right, Conrad. All right, Conrad. Maybe you're saving it for the postseason. I can respect it. You know what? Ending off the year on 3 L's is never good, but good thing for us. We stacked up the wins earlier in the year. We made a trade for Henrik Lundqvist. Conrad Stastny, 111 points. Let's go ahead and see who we have in round number 1. I'm going to quickly do some searching here in the comments, see who got it right. Let's see who guessed 71 goals. Even better, I'll see who guessed 111 points. Faded Astro, so close. I'm sorry about your balls. This guy guessed it right, but he spelled Stastny wrong, so does he really get it right? Nicholas Martin, 71 goals, right on the dot. Den, he says, agree with xTech, 71 goals. Did I guess that right? Did I guess 71 goals? Maybe I did. I thought I said 72, but hey, I'll take it. If I guess that right, let me know in the comments. Absolute legend. What a guess. Can't think of a name? Don't worry about it, because you guessed it right, baby. 71 goals. Now, unfortunately, Link is going to owe me $4. I mean, it's in writing, man. You can PayPal it. You can send it over via carrier pigeon. You can email it to me. Just let me know. I'm just kidding. You don't owe me anything. But a very, very fun little guessing game there. 71 goals for Conrad. But more importantly, the postseason, baby. Who do we got? Who is in our way of Henrik Lundqvist Stanley Cup? And it's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Okay, this is not going to be an easy one because they got LeCavalier, they got Stamkos, they got Kucherov, they got Vasilevsky, they got Edmund, they got Braden Point. Oh no, Henrik Lundqvist, this is going to be, our work's going to be cut out for us. Both teams are not super hot going into the postseason, 5-4-1 and 3-3-4 for Tampa Bay. So obviously we're going to look at Tampa Bay in the next episode, but Tampa, all right, that is a pretty damn good test for our first ever playoff run. Here is the playoff tree: Boston, Florida, Pittsburgh, Carolina, Philly, and the Capitals. That'll be a good one. The Desert Dogs and the Oilers, the Flames and Sharks, Avs and Ducks, and the Nashville Predators and the St. Louis Blues. There you go. And of course, our AHL team in the postseason as well, with a record of 47-28-7. They got Utica in round number 1, Let's do a little league recap here. Let's see what happened with the boys. 111 points for Stastny. Matthew Barzal only 13 goals, but 79 apples on the year. We've found ourselves a nice little 1-2 punch. He's well over a point per game as a member of the Quebec Nordiques, but even more surprising, freaking Sammy Blais. Are you serious? 77 points. And I know you guys said this guy gets good, but 77, wow. Jaden Schwartz as well had a career year, 71 points, almost 30 goals. That's a career year for the guy. Evgeny Dadonov, 20 and 50. He came in and did exactly what I wanted him to do. He ties a career high. There you go. Love to see that. Philippe Dano, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Dono, I don't know. Philippe Dano, I'm going to go with that. That's way more fun to say. He comes in after some speculation that I overpaid him, but he shut everyone up. A plus 20, 200 shots, 65 points. Not bad at all. And the trade deadline acquisition, Jesper Bratt, not bad at all either. 52 points coming to Quebec for his 4th year in the league. Nick Bjugstad, 41 points on the 3rd line. Lucas Raymond, the young up-and-coming stud, 32 points. Not a terrible rookie year. A lot of Genos. Jake McCabe, plus 11. Love to see it. Ilya Mikheyev had a couple shorties there. It's 27 points. Not bad. I'm very happy with how everyone produced. Even guys like Adam Fox, I know he played a lot of minutes this year. A lot. He was out there. He was on our first line. He averaged 23 minutes a night. He was out there a ton. He's growing. 24 points is not really a step back from last year. I think it's an improvement considering he was minus 10. Now he's a plus 5. So that's pretty awesome. And then Sami Niku, 14 points as well. As for the tendies, how did Henrik Lundqvist play with his new squad? He was 8-5. All right, so we ended up starting 14 of the last 19 games, which I knew he was going to get a lot of starts, but I'm glad UC Saros did play at least a little bit. This is not a knock on UC Saros. We spoke before I traded for him. I said, hey, I know you're the guy we're going to go with for the next couple of years, but we really need to get Henrik Lundqvist a ring. He was on board with it. Big Henrik Lundqvist fan. He was obviously a Finnish guy, grew up watching the Swede, the very handsome Swede, might I add. It's a mutual respect type thing, so Operation Get Henrik Lundqvist a Stanley Cup is very much in order, and the Tampa Bay Lightning are in our way. So let's have a look at the entire league real quick. Jordan Binnington, we got Braden Holtby, Jake Aginla, Bobrovsky, Hellebuck, all these guys. UC Saros, though, right up there. I know the comments are going to be like, oh, you disrespected UC Saros, I'm going to go tell my grandmother. It's like, yeah, I know, it's kind of a slap in the face. I couldn't sleep at night knowing Henrik Lundqvist was going to be hitting the golf course right after the regular season. He deserves better than that. I saved him from Detroit. As for rookie skaters, the Calder Trophy, Gordy Yzerman, 95 overall. Not a bad year at all. Not that bad. Jordan Kyrou, Philip Zadina, Yasu Kazu, he had 45 points. Alexis Lafreniere with 42. A pretty good year for rookies. Multiple 20-goal scorers here, but no one can touch Mr. Gordy Yzerman. Everyone knows that. And obviously, Lucas Raymond was way down here. And as for all skaters, once again, a defenseman leads the league in scoring, 127. Wow. 34 goals, 93 assists, followed by Bo Alfredson, who is kind of surprising me because I didn't think I made him that great. I mean, I knew he was going to be good, but that's impressing me. 122 points. Valery Chubisov with 60, so they got a really good 1-2 punch there. Tara Vinen with 112. Conrad Stastny with 70 goals, but more importantly, we have ourselves a Rocket Richard winner, baby. His 2nd year in the NHL, all 6'5" of them, 71 goals, 200 penalty minutes. He led the way by a long shot. Zane Sakic, Cameron Chichu, Agent C, LeCavalier. This is a guy we're going to have to go up against, and it's actually interesting. LeCavalier, as a defenseman, had 56 points. As a franchise guy, it's not bad, but that's definitely a 1-2 punch on the back end with him and Victor Hedman. Definitely got to watch out for that. Conrad Stastny also led the league in game-winning goals. That's fun. Power play goals, Paul Vincenzo had 97 points, and 29 of those were power play points, but he ended up leading the league with 25 power play genos. Power play points, Tara Vinen with 36, Matty Barza with 32, attaboy. Followed by Conrad Stastny, who had 2 shorthanded goals, but Oshie and Lafleur led the way, as well as Sean Monahan with 4 shorthanded points. Oshie led the way with 6, time on ice. This is all kind of just for fun. Just for fun, let's see who had the most time on ice as a skater. Let's see. Max Lafleur played 23 minutes a night. Not bad. Every once in a while, I like to go through all these advanced stats just for fun. Face-offs taken, face-off wins. So Max Lafleur, what's his face-off rating? 95. Yeah, doesn't lose a ton of draws, that's for sure. Hits, who led the league in hits? Max Lafleur, 223. He's not an overly big guy, but there you go. Leading the league in hits, followed by Conrad. Again, this is all just for fun. Tyler Myers led the league in blocks, and Radko Gudas led the league in giveaways. Takeaways, it was Bo Alfredson, okay. And as for fights, Zane Sakic, LeCavalier, and Stastny, 25. There you go. There you have it. Now, just for fun, once again, who led the league in AHL points? Just for fun. Just because I want to see. This video is going to be a little bit shorter, and it's Michael Dalgol. Oh, man. I can already see it in the comments. Save Michael Dalgol. Save him. No. That ship has sailed. Really quickly, though, since we're hanging out in the American Hockey League, let's have a look at the boys. Where are they? The Quebec City Bulldogs. How did the boys end up doing here? A couple players I'm interested in. Nasty Nas, Nasir McLeod. Nasty Nas in your area, causing mass hysteria. Nasir, there you go. 20 years old, 55 points. A breakout year for the former 5th overall pick, our first ever draft pick. He looks like he's ready to go. I mean, maybe if we have some injuries in the playoffs, he might be able to hop up and hang out with the big boys. But as for tendies, have a look at Askarov. He was obviously a beast, 42 and 21. I'm thinking he's probably going to slot in right as the backup for next year. So go win a Calder Cup and then come up to the big boys, hang out with UC Saros. He's going to obviously have to replace Henrik Lundqvist. He might not be as handsome, but he is going to fit in quite well on this team. So that's it. Anything else you guys want to see? I don't think there's anything else to go after. Actually, there is. Let's talk about the Yoggers. Lucas and Trevor, they're going 1 and 2. I think they were switched last time. I think Trevor was number 1 and Lucas was number 2. But either way, I think they're like 85 out of the draft. He had 44 points in 48 games. And then as for his brother, Trevor Yager, he had 38 in 48. Now, who's going to get these guys? I really hope it's the Islanders, because honestly, they need it more than anyone. Even Detroit. Imagine if the Wings end up with him, another sick offensive prospect for the Detroit Red Wings. I mean, it could happen. Let's see. Entire league, we finished number 2. So we finished 6 points out of the Hurricanes for the President's Trophy. That's fine. Honestly, I did not expect to be this good at all. I had no idea we were going to be so damn good. It's the Islanders and the Wings. If all goes as planned, they should end up with one of the Yager boys. I really hope it goes to these two guys, because they really need it. I hope the Hawks don't win the draft lottery and go select them, but you'll find that out in the next video. Here we are headed into the postseason. I can't wait. Our first ever playoff matchup. So go ahead, get your postseason tickets while you still can. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting a quick call.
Hello, this is Michael from the Quebec Nordiques organization. We are sold out of postseason tickets.
Well, you heard it there. Michael says it. We're sold out. Sorry if you couldn't get a ticket. I'll see you guys in round number 1.